Dryden Gold has made what it's calling a major new discovery at its Elora targets in northwestern Ontario. Deeper drilling has revealed visible gold in a new zone, the most significant the company has seen to date. The company is a Canadian junior exploration one focused on high-grade gold discoveries with permits in hand and backing from industry players like Centerra and Elora. Dryden Gold is gaining traction. Well, joining us now is Maura Kolb, president of Dryden Gold. Maura, thanks very much indeed for talking to us.
Thanks for having me.
Well, let's start with the big news. I mean, what can you tell us about the visible gold discovery at Elora?
It was incredible. On the weekend, I got a call from the team here, and they were super excited about what they thought was gold. It was so coarse that they were almost unsure to say it was. I came out and saw it, and yeah, very exciting because it was well before the target area that we were trying to hit with this particular hole. We have seen within the gold rock camp that we have parallel structures that are sitting kind of hanging wall or footwall to the main zones, but we had not encountered this yet on Elora. So it was very exciting to see something at such a spectacular amount of gold on a new target.
Yeah. How does this new zone change your view of the Elora structure and the wider Dryden district?
It's just adding more fuel to the fire that this really is an Archean system. I spent 8 years of my career working in the Red Lake camp, 5 of those as exploration manager. So I'm very familiar with that deposit. And what you often see there was that there were many parallel zones within these shear structures. And finding this at Elora just shows us another similarity to Red Lake, that we have parallel structures and more opportunity for high-grade structures. We really want to find high-grade zones where we're exploring for high-grade mineralization, high-grade gold. So to see that kind of spectacular nuggets within our core, thrilled. And to me, it's just building this case. We're working this year to expand the Gold Rock camp, and we have 2 objectives. One is to start drilling deeper to show that we have opportunity and consistent mineralization at depth. And then the other is to start testing other areas where we have targets based on structural intersections and folds, where we think there'll be new high-grade structures. So to find a new high-grade structure while we're drilling another one, excellent. Couldn't be in a better place. So it was very, very exciting.
I'm glad you mentioned the drilling and what we can expect there at Elora. I mean, will you follow the structure further, down plunge, or along strike? You've touched on it in a moment there.
We're actually going to do both. So those are kind of our 2 main objectives for the Elora gold system. We'd like to continue to test at depth. So we've been drilling Elora so far from what we call patented claims. We have an exploration permit in hand now to go further to the northeast along the strike of the structure and start testing these other areas where we see intersecting structures that can create great traps for high-grade gold. Now, we got that permit at the end of February. We've gone out to the pads, done pre-pad inspections, been working with the First Nation communities. So we're ready to start building those other pads and be ready to drill these other targets. So we're on hole 5 now. We've been focused on drilling deeper and showing the continuity at depth. But those are our 2 objectives. Drill deeper, show that this is an Archean lode gold system with deep roots, big potential, and then start to show more of these structures along strike now that we have the permit and can start testing, further afield.
And that pretty much makes up your top priorities, I would imagine, now that you are fully permitted in that Sheridan and Gold Rock.
Yeah, at Gold Rock specifically, it's going to be that Elora target is our main focus because it has the nicest widths. We're not forgetting about the Big Master system, which is another parallel structure. However, we're doing some more interpretation to make sure we can get that right and find the best areas for traps for high grade on both structures. But, we want to work on that more on Big Master before we go back and drill there again. Now, we have 2 other regional targets that we've been working on, Sheridan being one. It's to the south. It's at an area where we have east-west splay off of the main shear zone that Gold Rock's related to. We think that's going to be a great trap for high-grade gold. It has historically some great results, 617 grams being the top grab sample from surface. We've done a geologic model there. We're ready to do our first drill campaign there. We plan on bringing a second rig to site in June and start with Sheridan now that we have the permit.
I want to talk investors. I mean, you've got strategic investors like Centerra and Elora backing you. How does that shape your 2025 roadmap?
Well, it's very important. So we're being a junior miner. We eventually want to sell this to a mid-tier major company. We want to make the discoveries because as a junior, you're more nimble. You're able to kind of do different things than you can as a major company. So we're focused completely on making new discoveries. What we see when we talk to these major and mid-tier companies like Centerra and Alamos and others that we have CAs with, they want to see regional exploration. They want to see the opportunity in the whole camp. We hold 70,000 hectares in the Dryden district. And we are looking at the broad scale opportunities as well as these 3 targets I mentioned already. But our flagship Gold Rock is really going to be our focus of the kind of the first area you would see as a potential mine. So they like to see our 2-phased approach, working on drilling, expanding what we know, and then looking at the whole district and what the opportunities are there. So, the fact that we're going to be able to drill test Sheridan this year is very exciting. And in the fall, we plan to be ready through a little more field work and kind of boots on the ground truthing another target regionally, Hinman, which is out to the east side of the property.
Well, great. I'm sure investors will have a keen eye on that. I mean, that pretty much makes up what you could look forward to next quarter as well. Am I right, Maura?
Absolutely. So we started drilling early in February, took a pause for PDAC, but now we don't have any more breaks. We have the drill on site. We've ramped up our geologic team as well, and we'll be drilling hard all summer and doing some exciting field work as well to kind of keep bringing more targets online here at Dryden.
Oh, look forward to it. Well, thanks very much indeed. The president of Dryden Gold, Maura Kolb. Thanks indeed for talking to us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Nice to call in from site today.